our viewers. My name is Lucien Jeffrey. We are so happy to have you again. And today I want to take a bit of time because we've been bringing you our guests. We've been bringing you professionals to speak to you. And today I wanted to tell you that this show is an entrepreneur show. It's a business show that you can be featured, right? It's not only for the members of the Entrepreneur Nation, it's for everyone. It's for you. And I would like you to contact me so I can feature you on this show. That is the phone number on the screen that you can reach me at. If you're a business owner in London and surrounding areas, even outside London, and you want your voice to be heard on TV, this show is for you. We partner with Rogers TV to support businesses, and I want you to call me so I can feature you. I know I've been talking to you about this company known as the Entrepreneur Nation that has been actually sponsoring this show. And I want to tell you a little bit why the Entrepreneur Nation decided to sponsor. So I personally decided to support business owners and approach Rogers TV, and they were able to support us. So we brought you so many professionals, many lawyers, the professionals that we serve, and they have really spoken to you and talked educated you for the last 4 years. But I didn't want you to understand the company behind this, the company that has been sponsoring this show, the company that has made this show be very successful as it is. So the Entrepreneur Nation is a trademarked company, as you can see it. I started it in 2018, and really the mission was to bring business owners together so we could support each other to grow our businesses. And that's what we have been doing. So today I want to focus a little bit on the Entrepreneur Nation, the company. And by doing that, I want to bring to you one of the leaders of the Entrepreneur Nation, because I'm not the only one who leads the company. It is all over the country. We have several chapters or many chapters all over the country. And each chapter or each city has a regional director that leads that region. So today I want to bring you the regional director of the Entrepreneur Nation for Hamilton and Ontario, and the regional director for the Entrepreneur Nation, so she can explain to us a little bit how the Entrepreneur Nation works and how she works with the members in Hamilton to support each other in business. And so that way you'll be able to understand how we all support each other. So let's turn the screen and welcome Shayna. We are here with Shayna Beeksma. Hi, Shayna.
Hello, Lucy. How are you?
Good. We are so happy to have you. I know people see me talking about you on social media, but they have never, I think, heard you talk. So I'm happy that we are here.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me to join you for this LinkedIn Live. Just happy to speak to both of our audiences. It's great.
Awesome. Shayna, you're wonderful. You've done great work helping us to build the nation in Hamilton, and everyone talks so wonderfully about you. So I would like you to introduce yourself to begin with so people can know who you are.
Sure. So, everyone, my name is Shayna Beeksma. As Lucy just mentioned, I'm the regional director for the Hamilton chapter of the fabulous Entrepreneur Nation. And I also own my own law firm, Beeksma Law Professional Corporation in Hamilton. And I currently hold the real estate seat in our chapter, and my practice focuses on estates, real estate, and business law. And I think that's a good summary of me in terms of the
Awesome.
nation and me in terms of the firm.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shena. You
You're welcome.
joined you joined the Entrepreneur Nation almost 2 years ago.
Yes,
And you know what? I was very happy because you were part of another networking group.
I was.
And you told me, listen, give me 6 months.
Yeah.
I will decide which one I want to go with. So you
Yes.
stand in two, and finally you decided to come to ours. I appreciate you for that.
Yes. No, I mean, I came to ours because, numbers matter and, the quality of your referrals matter and your exposure matters. And so when I look at the two, one just made obvious sense and it did not make sense to continue with both. And you've really created something special here and it resonates with those who have been fortunate to be members. It's different. It sets itself apart in every way.
Wonderful. So, Shana, then you finally decided, obviously, they have heard me talk about you. You finally decided to take the leadership for the chapter. I used to host that, before the pandemic. Shena, I used to drive from London to Hamilton. I don't know if I told you that I had an Airbnb that I had booked for the entire year.
Yes, I remember you mentioning that. It was a sacrifice physically for you to be coming in to try to build a Hamilton chapter
Yes.
previously.
So thank you that you decided to lead it, and you did that last year. It's well known a fact that you took over this chapter when you're proceeding on mat leave. I
Yeah.
respect you so much for that. So and then you have grown it. You have taken it to where it is. Would you like to tell us a little bit why you decided to take the leadership and how it's going?
Sure. I mean, it's one of those things that I found in life that a lot of the leadership roles that I've been fortunate to hold, have, come across my path. Many of them I haven't had to, particularly apply for. And so when opportunities like, to lead this chapter came my way, I gave it quite a bit of thought. And I knew that it would be excellent from a marketing perspective, excellent from boosting referrals, excellent from boosting my own online presence, reputation of my firm, all the things that every business owner wants to be able to scale their business. Um, and my only concern at the time was I'm going on another mat leave. I was having my third baby. As we know, when you're a business owner, mat leave is truncated. So by mat leave, we mean more like a month or two. But notwithstanding that, I was thinking, can I really do this? Am I going to be biting off more than I can chew? And you assured me, and you've kept your word every step of the way that I would have support because the nation provides a lot of backroom support so that I wouldn't have to be running this chapter all by myself in terms of the logistics, the administrative work, in addition to chairing meetings. So it's been fabulous. You've provided me with the help. I've been able to run with it. And as we all know, especially those of us who are business owners, we are much more effective when we're not having to do all the things. So, yeah, that's why I accepted it. And it's just been amazing, a wonderful opportunity. And thank you for asking me to lead the chapter.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very happy that I never have to even remember the day when the chapter is going on. I'm so happy for that. All I need to do is when I meet people on LinkedIn and social media who are in Hamilton, I connect with them, with you, and I know they are taken good care of. Our members have been saying great things about your leadership skills, right? So I
Hmm.
know that you're a lawyer, I know you lead your firm, but
Hmm.
being out there and leading other entrepreneurs and business owners, it's great, right? So
It
they
is.
appreciate you for that. So, Shana, I wanted us to go briefly over each member that is in your chapter. I'm hoping
Mhm.
that they'll be watching this, so
Yeah.
we don't want them to be left behind. So, I want us to start with Kathy. Kathy,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about Kathy.
Well, Kathy's fantastic. So she's the president of Taylor Lebo in Hamilton. And actually, Kathy, ironically, is perhaps the member in our chapter that I've known the longest. Kathy has known me since before I started my firm, back when I was an associate at ESB Lawyers, which is now another branch of Gowling WLG in Hamilton. And so Kathy is, well esteemed in our business community, but most importantly, in my view, she's just a wonderful person. So she loves to think of ways that she can support, other business owners, young professionals. She has a wealth of advice and she's very generous, with her time, but she also is very accomplished. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful having her in the chapter.
Wonderful. Great. Tell us a little bit about Ryan Chin.
Yes, so Ryan is a financial planner. He's with Sun Life, and he actually is in his second year with our chapter, which is wonderful. So he chose to renew. And so he does a lot of, high net worth, management, asset management. And he also likes to help, even those who are just getting started with their wealth planning, get on the right foot. So what I like about Ryan is that in spite of his, large dollar value of the book of business that he manages and the exceptional 1% clientele, he's still an everyday guy that's relatable, approachable, and wants to help clients. So I have sent clients Ryan's way so far, and it's been great.
Wonderful. And you know what, Shena? I want people to know that within the Entrepreneur Nation, our memberships are 1 year
Mhm.
contract. So people, obviously, we don't think that people walk in and people start sending you clients the same day. So we ask them to stay here for 1 year. And after 1 year, they can decide to renew or not renew.
Mm.
In fact, I created what I thought to be the Entrepreneur University, right? So you can go for your first course, and when you're done with it, you can decide to take a break or you can decide to continue until
Mhm.
PhD. So we are
Mhm.
very happy with the members who keep renewing, and
Mhm.
those members are in your chapter. So we know that this is great because they are staying and staying long term. So let me ask you about Yannick. You're actually the one who introduced Yannick to us.
Yes, Yannick is a fabulous immigration lawyer, and she herself, is an immigrant. Years ago from Jamaica, and she's built and is continuing to grow and thrive the immigrant dream, if I can put it that way. So she came here with her degree. She was credentialed from Jamaica, and she has built a thriving immigration law firm. She's also a business owner. There's a secondary immigration business that she runs, and while she's at it, she's a mother of two and a wife. So somehow she finds times to do all the things, and she is excellent. I also have been able to send a few referrals her way for immigration law, and people have wonderful things to say about her. And I mean, if you follow her, if you're not already following her, she's very active on social media. Please do. Unique Russell Law and Unique Russell herself.
Wonderful. And I like that you are working with them and you're actually introducing members to us. So you are not only leading the chapter and not doing anything, you're
Hmm.
introducing. This is the other member that you introduced to us who has also been renewing our membership, Fran.
Yes. Fran is fantastic. So I met Fran through Mamas and Co. So another community of business owners, but it has a very different focus than the Entrepreneur Nation. It's to gather women-led, particularly mother-led business owners into a community where they are offered things like, like free advice, courses, and whatnot to help boost their businesses, scale them, and also networking. So I met Fran through there. And so it was nice to then be able to introduce her to the nation, because you could think of it as Mamas and Co. was a good training ground for those who are just trying to get their businesses off the ground. And then you can fast track it through the nation in terms of, okay, now we're going to put you in front of the people who need your services. And Fran is a corporate gifting specialist. So when you want to love on your clients and love on your referral sources, she is it. And she, I think, has joined several chapters of our nation because she is basically exclusive to that seat. She has no competition, and people have used her and are wowed by her services in multiple chapters.
Yes. And she's very reliable. She attends all those meetings. She joined 4 chapters and she attends all those meetings. So let me ask you about Tinashe.
Yes, Tinashe is amazing. I hope I don't sound repetitive. We really have amazing people in this chapter. And I should mention in terms of Fran, I've used her countless times to love on my people, so she's fantastic for that. On to Tinashe, I've sent him quite a few referrals as well, including, as it turned out, one that was right in his ideal wheelhouse, which happened to be, disability claims with respect to Canada Post. So this was a neat one where I didn't even know. I've had several times to speak with him, but I didn't quite know that that was his ideal kind of file. So when I sent that his way, he was so happy. And all my clients that I've sent to him have been excellent, or their referral clients that have asked for referrals have been very satisfied with his reliability, his services, his expertise, everything. So we're thrilled to have him too.
So then, of course, our viewers can hear that, Shina, you're not only leading the group, but you're
Hmm.
actually referring clients to the members, right?
Absolutely.
I think you are the main source of referral in that chapter from what I'm hearing. So you
One
are
of, if
helping.
not the, yes.
So you are helping your clients,
Mhm.
right? So, and that's how people look at our group. It's not only what you receive, it's what you give out. And the
Absolutely.
more you help your clients, the more your clients are also going to stick with you through
Absolutely.
this network. But let me ask you about Shivan.
Yes, Shivan. So Shivan is great. So he owns the Benbrook office of his insurance brokerage. I believe it's the Big, and so he holds the insurance seats, specifically home and auto. However, I have used Shivan's services not only personally for home and auto, and he is excellent. I will say that I was dissatisfied with my broker, who I never heard anything from for years, except for when I had a mortgage to renew and needed an insurance binder. Siobhan gets back to you like that. His website is user friendly and his app is great. But also, I refer to commercial insurance because we don't have that seat in our chapter. Client to him that was in an urgent situation, really tight timeline. He would have had a lot to lose if he didn't get insurance. Siobhan came through. And so, again, sending referrals. Like when I have needs that come up as amongst my clients, or folks have reached out to me to ask, do you know somebody that does X, Y, and Z? I am honestly so glad that I can say, hang on, I have someone in our chapter. I know a person. I know someone who's exceptional and they'll take good care of you. And everybody that I've said so far and will continue to say as you go through the list has come through for me and my folks.
Wonderful. And really, everyone can hear that Shayna has built a big group here of
Mhm.
referral partners. And so let's look at Mark McNeil Ashley, my
Yes.
best friend.
Yes. Mac.
All my members are my best friends, but I like smiling with Mark. If you meet him,
Yes.
you can never fail to laugh.
Yes, no, you will always have a good time when you have sit down and have a chat with Mac. So Mac is my, for those who are Caribbean, he's my brethren, right? So I'm originally from Jamaica. He's from Barbados. We always have a good laugh. Actually, Ryan Chin is also from Barbados. We have a few, and Yannick is from Jamaica. So there are a few Caribbean folks who are here in the chapter. And and let me not make sure Fran doesn't feel left out. Fran is originally has Jamaican roots. So there's a good Caribbean contingent. McNeil is he's in charge of recruitment for Sun Life. So he is always looking for new folks who are interested in becoming, financial planners, financial advisors, and developing their own business through Sun Life. He is a charismatic guy. He is wonderful, and you know that anybody that you put in touch with him who is interested in that field is going to have great opportunities, great support, and to the extent that he can provide informal mentorship, great informal mentorship. He is making waves. He's another great immigrant story, who has come on over from Barbados, and is really working his way up the ladder. And his goal, I know, is to sit at the main board of Sun Life, and he knows that he'll do it. And so it's great to be connected in our chapter with movers and shakers in their respective fields, like Mac.
That's wonderful. I really like him because he motivates us to do more. And so I
Mhm.
like that. So let me ask you about Pushpinda.
Yes, Pushpinder. So he is newer to our group. He joined last fall, and he holds the accountant seat. And I believe we are his second chapter. So that's also
Yes.
great. Another testament to, how the nation has benefited him so far. What I love about Push so far is that it's so hard with parts of my law practice, particularly the estate part of my practice, that requires an accountant with that expertise to find folks who can do that. But you know who does that? Push. So whenever you need not just personal accounting needs or corporate accounting needs, but if you need other specialized needs such as estates, he's your guy, and he's excellent. It's not as if he's a generalist that's stretched too thin. He is so knowledgeable. He's a wealth of knowledge on his field, and he's friendly. He's approachable and reliable. And yeah, can't wait to be able to send more referrals his way soon. As you were saying, it's kind of like a university in that sense, where in the first few months, don't necessarily expect to have referrals right away. People need to get to know you. But now that I know I have that trust factor with Push, having met with him a few times, as soon as I need an accountant on a file, he's my first one to call.
Yeah, and you know what? Is part of the Kitchener chapter, and
Mhm.
I've heard them talk about him a lot. Every time I reached out to Pushpinda, I reached out. So I said, you are becoming very popular in this chapter. And so I'm sure he's going to become as popular in the Hamilton chapter.
Mhm.
So let me ask you, we have a few more people, depending on when they join. That's why I want to ask about Melanie.
Melanie, yes. So Melanie's another one that I brought to our chapter. And Melanie, speaking of Mamas and Co., where I met Fran, I also met Melanie through Mamas and Co. And Melanie has actually been part of my core marketing team at Beeksma Law. All of our blogging for our website, Melanie has been handling, and she handles it exceptionally. So she holds a copywriting seat in our chapter. So this is the service that she can offer to other business owners, from writing your blog posts, overhauling your website content, helping you with your email, marketing newsletters and whatnot. She has you covered in terms of especially taking your thoughts out of your mind, like in terms of your parlance, say for me, that's law, and distilling it to a level that everybody can understand. Everybody always complains about how lawyers speak, in legalese and in a way that's not understandable. She will distill that. And it's not just law. She does have a background working at one of the top tier law firms in Toronto, but she can do that across many industries. So she's been a wonderful addition to our chapter, and we're thrilled to have her.
Many people should get to know her. She should come on the TV show so we can
Hmm.
get her to be known by more people. But that's
Hmm.
great to hear that she had worked in a law firm.
Yes.
Let me ask you, because this chapter is made up of so many lawyers, and that's really the entrepreneur nation. We it seem like we attracted many lawyers.
Yes.
Tell me about Hillary.
Hillary, oh my goodness. When kind of like how we're talking about Kathy as being exemplary in her field and a giant in our community in Hamilton, Hillary is another exemplary person who's a giant in the field of family law. And she's so humble, so modest, but she is looked to by so many in our field. I believe she's been practicing for over 30 years. She's founded Riverdale Mediation, which is the foremost, training point for folks who want to become mediators and arbitrators. And so just to have her in our chapter, kind of like Kathy, is just really wonderful, really incredible in terms of her accolades and her everything, all her connections and her prestige that she brings. But yet she's down to earth. She's wonderful, and she wants to help others, and she wants to be able to you know be that support and informal mentor to folks, young business owners, young lawyers. And so she's such a joy to have in our chapter. And I can't wait until I have a something that needs mediating, because that does come up from time to time, particularly my real estate litigation. And I know that she'll be the first one that I call.
Wonderful. And she actually did not come on by herself. She introduced somebody else. Who did she
She
introduce to the
did.
chapter?
She introduced, family. Okay. So when somebody who is at that level, folks, as you know, decides to introduce, their adult child who has a business and is growing that business and says, you know what, these are good people. You should join this chapter. This is a great way to scale your business. To me, I think that's one of the ultimate compliments that you can receive. So she introduced Frances Makeshak, who owns her own website development company. And Frances is just taking off as well. So she joined late last fall, just before Christmas. And so to me, that's a compliment of the highest honor. People don't just refer folks that they love to you unless they know that it'll be worth it. And it is.
Exactly. And they know that we'll treat them well, right? So that's
Absolutely.
really important. I
Hmm.
appreciate her for doing that. So
Hmm.
we have, I'm trying to see to make sure that we go by, we have Jacob.
Yes, Jacob. Yes, so Jacob's new. I believe he just joined last month, and he fills the mortgage broker seat in our chapter. And I've connected with him once already. He is so energetic. He is so just enthusiastic. I look forward to working with him. And, he's just a wonderful gem of a guy. And I think that's the thing, is that we know that there are many folks in all of our professions that are good at what they do, but when they are personable, when they are approachable, when they're friendly as well, it's where it should be. And Jacob is a wonderful example of that. And he's scaling. He's just opened up an Oakville office as well, because he has significant clientele not only in Hamilton but in Toronto. So he's growing. He's bursting at the seams. And so to have someone like him in our chapter is wonderful.
Wonderful. And you introduced a family lawyer. Remind us the name of the family
Yes.
lawyer.
Taryn Simeonati. So Taryn also recently joined, officially in January, but first meeting in February. So Taryn is excellent. She's a similar call year to me. I believe she may be a 2011 call to the bar, for those who are familiar with how call years work. And she has almost exclusively been in family law, and now she is one of the co-owners of Platt Simeonati, which is a firm that's out in Guelph, but she works entirely remotely from her Burlington office. And she's been in the Burlington, Hamilton area for basically most of her career, except for when she was at Miller Thompson in Guelph. And that's where she left before starting her firm. So she's basically Bay Street material in our chapter, to use the Toronto Bay Street term. So, yep, it's wonderful to have her.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. So our viewers can see how this chapter has grown, and that's why I've called you here. Once they reach 20, we call you.
Hmm.
So we have a new member who has just joined, Angela.
Yes.
She's representing employment law, labor and employment law.
Yes, yes. And so she's with Regency Law in Hamilton. And Angela, I've gotten to know as well over the years. I may know her for almost as long, or may have known her for almost as long as I've known Kathy. So Angela is wonderful. I know she's had a bit of a mixed civil litigation practice, including over the years estate litigation, but now she's focusing more on employment and I believe human rights as well. So to have her in our chapter is an honor. It's an excellent opportunity, and she's also, again, that's what I love about our chapter owner, our chapter member, sorry, is that she's a wonderful human being. She's top notch at what she does. She has an excellent reputation in the Hamilton community, in terms of the Hamilton legal community, and but yet she's someone that you love to sit down with for coffee. So you know that when you send your clients to Angela, they're not going to be getting some pretentious Hamilton big firm lawyer. They're going to get someone who has those skills but is approachable and is trustworthy and reliable and will get the results that they need.
Wonderful, great. We are not leaving Saga out, but you actually did a powerful testimonial for him.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, so Sagar holds our digital marketing seat in the chapter. And so his company is called Standard Reputation, and he does everything from, boosting your Google reviews to providing you with a social media posting plan. So if you think of pardon me, if you think of Melanie Ziltner as the copywriter, she's creating your content. And then that content is then taken to someone like Sagar and it's planned, it's distributed across the channels so that your marketing can be implemented. That's how the two can work in tandem. And so Sagar is particularly good with LinkedIn. And so far, I've been doing 2 calls with him. I have a third call next week. We, are looking at, revamping our LinkedIn strategy in terms of social media going forward. And I can tell you, folks, as I said in my testimony, he is prepared. For every call, I've never had a call with anybody who is so prepared, has a customized PowerPoint with your business information, with even your own professional information on there. He's done the research, he's looked into your market, he's looked into what your competitors are doing, and he's telling you that this is what you need to do to set yourself apart from the competition and to stand out. It's like this is what people are searching for and whatnot. So if you are looking, it's not too late. It's the beginning of March. If you had on your goal this year to up your marketing strategy and you haven't contacted anyone or you're dissatisfied with who you're working with, check out Sagar.
Awesome. And finally, we have a corporate and commercial lawyer. We are not going to talk about that today
Mm-hmm.
because there's reasons why we are not going to talk about that today, but we'll definitely do a big post once everything is finalized. There are
Yes.
some arrangements going on in the background. So, but this chapter now has corporate and commercial lawyer, which
Yes.
is great.
Yes.
So those are really the members of the Hamilton chapter. Have I left anyone?
Dina Moore.
Oh, Dina Moore. How
Yes, we
could we forget
forgot
Dina Moore?
Dina. We
Dina,
forgot.
you are
Yes.
not the last. We were reserving the best for you.
Yes. So Dina is our corporate law clerk in the chapter. And
Yes.
she, again, another fantastic human being. So she has started DM Law Clerks officially within the past 6 months or year, but she has over 10 years of experience as a corporate law clerk. And in fact, had last worked at Gowling WLG in Hamilton before coming on over here. So should I say, before starting her own business. So when corporate lawyers in particular are thinking of, oh my goodness, I need corporate law help, but I don't know if I have the budget to hire on someone full time. Enter stage left, Dina Moore with DM Law Clerks. And she's a freelance corporate law clerk. I have used her on a couple of transactions so far, and she's been excellent. And you're getting, again, that, Bay Street quality of, legal work, but for someone who has her own business. And so she has much more flexibility with rates. And for the corporate lawyers who are listening, these are dispersible to your clients. So why wouldn't you work with someone like Dina? And I know she works remotely, servicing folks throughout Ontario. And if you need to get your minute book up to date, she helps you with that as well. So it's a pleasure having her in our chapter.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Shayna. So 20 members and still
Yes.
counting. So anything else, Shayna? Any final words for our
Um,
viewers?
all I can say is that if you're not a member of the nation already, and if you are looking to either scale your business or deepen your network connections with connections that actually are meaningful and are top tier, or if you're looking to increase your online exposure, then get in touch with us because honestly, the nation it's really set apart from the competition and it is well worth your time.